Hey everybody, I am quitting Crystal of Atlan due to some disagreements I have with their crafting system. Basically, people are now way ahead of me because they've just had better RNG for me, and I don't think that's a very good system. So I am giving away all my secrets for my number one position that I've gotten way ahead of everyone else here on server 1 for PlayStation 5, and I'm going to give you some commentary about how to fight the AI for each opponent. Alright, so the first one's very easy. You can get her multiplier. Oh, by the way, for all these, I crank up all the first three up to 100%. And for some of them, I crank up the HP. But cranking up the HP does make it quite a bit more difficult. And I was working on doing the higher HP versions of a lot of the other guys later. But as a gunner here, you can see it's really easy to just keep a decent distance from her. Her robots don't really attack anything in the air unless you're really close, and a lot of your stuff has such a large AoE that they just get destroyed instantly. And despite the fact that her aggressiveness is maxed out, she doesn't really have that many attacks herself, so she's really easy to deal with at close range. Alright, this next one. Now, he's got a lot of stuff that'll hit you up in the air, and this is a very, very small arena. I was working on doing him on higher hit points, and I almost had him a couple times, but my ult didn't crit, so I took a risk to try to finish him off with an ult crit and didn't get it. But this was my end result here. You see I'm moving just around the outside of the map quite a bit. He does have super armor for a vast majority of this fight, which basically means you can't really just kind of whale your way through it. And a lot of these fights are like that. They have large amounts of just super armor in general. So when I do catch them off guard, that is the best time to follow up with your finisher and get that end with finisher bonus. There is a fight later on. You'll see I do a huge combo at the end. Now this fight was a lot less difficult than I initially thought it was going to be. I thought all his teleporting invisible was going to make him a pain in the butt, but then I found out he basically doesn't activate super armor for like any of the fight. He just teleports. So as soon as you learn to anticipate the teleports, he becomes extremely easy. And as you'll see, that was with him cranked up on everything except HP. So you could probably even beat my score on that quite easily just by cranking up the HP. Now this fight took me a couple hours to get the AI down. He does have some massively wide range damage that you can't just dodge through. So you have to learn to anticipate that and exactly when he's going to do it. So I know he's about to run up on me and do it. So ahead of time I pop my fiery tour, get around on him, get my combo going. I'm not confident I can kill him unless I crit here, so I don't let him get off for too long. Or get away for too long, because they'll start regenerating HP really quickly. But I actually got lucky. He dashed into my ult there because I had missed him with the initial hit. But I still got it, so I kept it. Now Joker is the second hardest fight, in my opinion. There is so much going on here. It is pure cancer. The tiniest mistake can end your run. It took me about 4 hours of learning his AI here, and I ended up getting extremely lucky with that opening combo. You'll notice I didn't open with my ult there, and that's because he'll just throw a card straight through it. He immediately goes into super armor. So just random cards right as I was doing my ult ended so many runs. Now Barbara, she's got two big AoEs. She's got her ultra-wide AoE, which does not hit you if you're up in the air, and she's got a large AoE that's not the whole map, that does hit you if you're in the air. So you have to learn how to kind of react differently quickly to both of those. This is the big one. You can be in the air for this. As you can see, I'm doing my hyper burn. And then she, as soon as the doll gets back up, she immediately goes into the other one, and you can see I'm just far enough away to stay out of it. So it was an easy way to finish off that match. Let's see, next up we have, it took me a little bit to figure out her AI. She's got some teleporty moves. She's got some moves that you wouldn't think would hit you if you're in the air, but they do. Yeah, you just got to learn to anticipate those. Okay, so she does one of those right away. She does that, which will hit you if you're up in the air. So I don't think that one hits you if you're up in the air, and I believe I think that one just missed me because I was in the right spot, and that other one she did that was on the ground would have missed me too. So being up in the air does give you quite a large advantage in this fight. Oh my god, this is probably the third hardest fight in my opinion. She does a lot of teleports, a lot of her moves hit you if you're up in the air, a lot of them. In fact, I think most of them do. She does have a couple of those dash moves, and the bullet spray, they're the bullet rapid fire that she just does not hit you if you're up in the air. And she seems to have a ton of health. I don't know why she has so much health. So that's why I saved my ult for that, because if you try to ult her right away, she'll immediately gain super armor and shoot you. It just doesn't. I got really lucky on that run because she didn't do a lot of her teleport moves that immediately hit you and have very little tell to them, and they are wide range moves. Now Jalm is the hardest fight you'll ever do in this game. It took me about 8 hours of combined attempts to beat him. And the reason is that everything is random. Okay, so when he's doing that move, he's got random lightning bolts that go everywhere, and I got a separate set of lightning bolts that track you. So you have to move. You cannot just stand still and wait to react, because you can easily just dodge into another lightning bolt that's coming. Now after his initial set, he'll always get ready to do the tornadoes. You have to get ready for those tornadoes. And then he's kind of vulnerable for a little bit after that, which is when you need to do the bulk of your damage. But he is probably the easiest fight, next to maybe like Ellie. Just because almost nothing he does, except for the dash, will hit you if you're in the air. So you just back up. That's all you gotta do. You just back up and just stay in the air. None of this crap will hit you. This fight was so easy. I think it only took me like a few attempts to figure out how to avoid his dash, and like that was it. So good luck at whoever wants to attempt to beat my score, and I'll let you know what game I'm doing next.